सिर्फ समझदार ये होते हैं।
आदमी को जिंदगी में कम से कम एक चीज के साथ वफादार होना चाहिए। मैं डिपार्टमेंट का वफादार हूँ।
Now, department again doesn't offer anything new. The story has been told several times before by Ram Gopal Verma himself. So here we have the underworld that is rising, and we have a cop here that is played by Rana Daggubati, and he is a trigger-happy cop. Now he kills some of the bad guys, and as a result he is suspended from the police force. But when the crime starts rising again, it is the government officials who decide to form a department, well, some kind of a justice squad that will eliminate all the bad guys here, especially from the underworld. And this is not anything official here, but it is sort of an informal kind of a department that will bring justice.
Take back the power.
जिस तरह अंडरवर्ल्ड इस शहर में दहशत फैला रहा है, हमें अंडरवर्ल्ड में दहशत फैलाना। वो कानून को बार-बार ठोकती है, हम कानून के बाहर आकर ठोकेंगे।
So the government officials, they hire Sanjay Dutt here, who plays the role of Mahadev. He is a top cop, and he is given the freedom to choose his own squad. Now he also includes Rana Daggubati once again, who is suspended, but he is a part of this police force, and they go on eliminating all the underworld guys. Now there are a couple of bad guys here. One of them is Vijay Raz, who controls this crime syndicate here. And we also see Amitabh Bachchan in the role of a politician. Well, he used to be an underworld don till he found out that being a politician is a much lucrative and a better choice than being an underworld don.
क्या है कि घर जाएगा तो डिपार्टमेंट वाला ठोक और घाट जाएगा तो अंडरवर्ल्ड वाला ठोक.
The problem with department is that the story is absolutely wafer thin. You don't really care for the characters, and it is very clear that Ram Gopal Verma has given a lot of stress on technology rather than the story. So we have a lot of fancy camera angles, including one where the camera is rigged in Amitabh Bachchan's teacup, so you get the perspective from under the teacup, and many other things. They have also used cameras which are the size of a matchbox. Well, the audience doesn't really care what is the size of the camera as long as the film has a story, and department doesn't have one here. Well, the characters are very much stereotyped, and there are a lot of item numbers as well. Thankfully, the censor board cut off one item song, and we can only thank the censor board for a change for doing that. As far as the acting is concerned, well, Sanjay Dutt has been there, done that. As far as Amitabh Bachchan is concerned, well, he seems to be having a ball of a time playing this character. The only one who's put in some serious effort here is Rana Daggubati. Well, all in all, I'm going to give an average rating of 2 out of 5 stars for Ram Gopal Verma's department. It's almost hard to believe that it's the same man who gave us a film like Satya and Shiva once upon a time, but that was long, long ago. Next on the show, we will take a look at the animation film The Lorax, which is based on the stories of Dr. Seuss, and it comes from the same producers as Despicable Me, which is a very fine movie. Now, Lorax is entertainment and infotainment as well. There's a little bit of education for the children here. Now, the story is set in a city that is controlled by the bad guy. There are no trees here. Everything is made of plastic. Everything is artificial here. And the bad guy actually sells air. That's fresh air. Now, the hero in this movie is a little boy called Ted. Now, he is in love with the girl next door, and her wish is to get a real tree. So it is up to Ted now to find out how to get the real tree. So he gets out of town without anybody knowing that, and he meets a guy who tells his story in the background as to how he cut off all the trees in this beautiful little place that he once came to.
Yes!
Did your ball land in my backyard again?
A model airplane, this time.
Let's go take a look.
It is up to Ted then to save the day and plant a tree and of course impress his girlfriend. What I liked about Lorax is that it's a nice fun-filled movie. There are lots of moments which you can chuckle, and of course kids will have a ball of a time. It's of course the central character of Lorax who also plays a pivotal role in this movie. Now he's the guardian of the forest and his voice has been done by Danny DeVito. Well, if you want to have a good time, especially for the kids, then I would recommend Lorax, and I'm going to go with 3 out of 5 stars for this lovely animation movie.
Whoa, this is amazing. What are those?
Those are trees. They used to grow all around here. What I want more than anything is to see a real living tree.
Next on Boxing Office, we will review the latest British film, The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, which is directed by John Madden, who gave us that wonderful film called Shakespeare in Love. Now, The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel is about a bunch of British people, and they have come to India, Jaipur in Rajasthan, to be very specific, for a vacation, and they have their reasons for coming there. What happens to them in India is the story of The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
Come and spend your autumn years in an Indian palace.
This is the day.
It's a luxury development where all the residents are in their golden years.
Like the coast of Florida?
Yeah, but with more elephants.
So in the film we have Judi Dench, whose husband has just died, and she is single and she is lonely now, so she decides to take a vacation. We also have Tom Wilkinson here, who has his own reason for coming to India. He is a retired judge in UK, a very senior and a very well-known judge, and he's got a slight secret which he wants to unravel in India. We also have Maggie Smith, who wants to get her hip operated, and it's going to take a long time in England, so she decides to come to India. And then we also have Bill Nye and his wife who are having some kind of marital problems, and they decide to take a vacation, and all these people, they land up in India at the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel in Jaipur.
Would you like some of this? I believe it's called aloo ka paratha.
Now, if I can't pronounce it, I don't want to eat it.
Is this your first time in India?
Yes. Do you think we'll be all right?
Dev Patel of Slumdog Millionaire fame, he plays the owner of this hotel. He's running the hotel actually. He has 2 other brothers as well who have a share, but they are not quite interested in running the place. His girlfriend is played by Tina Desai, and she is a call center executive. Now all of the characters, they all have their own quirkiness. Well, it's Bill Nye who is being nice to his wife, although things are not going all that well between them. It's Maggie Smith who hates everything that is there in India initially. She doesn't even want to be touched by anybody who's not an English person. But obviously, as you can expect, he has a change of heart towards the end.
Welcome to the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
Prepare to be amazed.
There's an Indian in there.
What I liked about this film, and I'm sure you will like that too, is the way the story unfolds and the background of the stories. Even John Madden seems to understand India very well, and he captures the essence of the place here.
This is a new and different world. The challenge is to cope with it. And not just cope, but thrive. I got a job, my first ever. I'm about to make the first public...
The film is also backed by an extraordinary star cast, and they have given some wonderful performances. We all know that Dame Judi Dench is a fabulous actress, and she proves her worth in this film once again. Tom Wilkinson is a terrific actor, and he gives a wonderful performance as well in this movie. And so does Bill Nye, whom we've seen in Pirates of the Caribbean and many other movies. Maggie Smith of Harry Potter fame, well, she really steals the show with the woman who is mostly in the wheelchair and who doesn't quite like what's happening around her. Well, I'm going to go with a recommendation to watch The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. It is a feel-good film, and at the end of the day, some films are meant to make the audience feel good. And I'm going to go with 3.5 out of 5 stars for The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
Just want a glass of water.
That was a gin and tonic.
I know that now.
The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel.
And lastly, on Boxing Office, we will review the latest Hollywood film, What to Expect When You Are Expecting. Well, the film is based on a very popular book and it is more or less on expected lines. Well, there are a couple of ladies who have written the screenplays, so you can sort of get an idea that it is from a woman's point of view that the story is told. Well, since there are many characters in this movie, I'll take some help from this poster to explain who is who. So we have Jennifer Lopez here, who is a photographer. She's not really employed by any particular agency, but she does freelancing jobs. We also have Brooklyn Decker then here, who is married to Dennis Quaid, who is a hotshot of sorts. He was a racing champion once upon a time. And of course, he's an elderly gentleman. She is very, very young. Then we have Cameron Diaz here. She is a fitness expert and she is a star on one of those reality programs, and she wins a dance competition, and she is with her partner right now, who was a part of the dance competition. And then we also have Anna Kendrick here, who is, well, I'm not sure what her profession is in the movie, but she meets a guy just for one night. And then we have Elizabeth Banks here, who is a writer of a book on breastfeeding, but she doesn't have any children. Well, what do all these women have in common? No prizes for guessing. They are all pregnant and they are all expecting.
Sorry, all I want to do is punch you in the face.
Relax, don't do it.
We reserved the deluxe suite.
This is your father.
Husband, he's my husband. I'm not going to say that.
The film tells us about the background stories about their partners or their respective husbands. Of course, Jennifer Lopez is not expecting in the movie, but she is adopting a child from Ethiopia. So the kind of things that happen in a family when a kid is on the way, well, that essence is captured in this particular film.
Not hot.
Well done, Rosie. Well done.
That was cute.
There are a couple of moments in the movie when you would chuckle, but for most of the time the film drags on and it is almost close to 2 hours. I'm sure had the film been edited more slickly, it would have become a better movie.
Dude, she's totally doing him.
I knew I was going to have her back this gorgeous. I would have gotten knocked up years ago.
Well, it's a men's club who talk about what a father should be expecting when his wife is expecting.
Group, you want Alex ready? Send him to the dudes.
On the whole, what to expect when you're expecting is a predictable film, and I'm going to go with 2.5 out of 5 stars. You will more or less get what you expect from this movie.
To the honeys getting money, playing fellas like dummies.
You drop your kid on a changing table?
Stuff just happens, okay? Last week, my kid ate a cigarette.
I caught him playing in the dryer yesterday.
I picked up the wrong baby from daycare.
Found my baby swimming in the toilet. No judging.
Well, that's what I thought of the films that were released this week. Do let us know what you think. Do write into us. My address is sachin@prudentmedia.in. And I'll be back with you next week with more movie reviews. Till then, keep watching Prudent Media.
आयचो हो एपिसोड आवडलो काय ना म्हाका जरूर कळयात. म्हाका ईमेल धाडात dipti@prudentmedia.in ह्या ईमेल आयडीचेर. तुमकां जर फिल्मी शाकोती कार्यावळ चुकला जाल्यार तुमी ती आमच्या वेबसायटीचेरय पळोवपाक शकतात. www.prudentmedia.in ह्या वेबसायटीचेर. चलात तर मेळुया फुडल्या फाटी आनीक काय गॉसिप्स आनी लेटेस्ट हॅपनिंग्स घेवन. तो मेरेन मोग आसूं दी.